Okay, in this video, we are going to go over the sample workflows that are already pre-built in your account, starting with the organic lead channel workflows. So once you hop into the workflows, you should see something like this, and everything should already be drafted. So we're going to hop into the organic lead channels workflows folder, and we're going to start with these, and we're going to go through each one and tighten them up. And if they work for your business, then you'll just go ahead and publish them. So let's start with the Facebook Messenger one. And basically, this workflow is fairly simple. As a matter of fact, every organic lead channel workflow is based off this one. So a customer messages your Facebook business page. This is a trigger event that will be triggering all of these other automations in this series of automations. So as you can see, we have the trigger, we have the option, we have set up CRM as a trigger type. We've named it already. We've chosen the workflow trigger, which is customer replied. We've added a filter to add that the reply channel is indeed Facebook Messenger. You hit save, and that will be triggering these other actions, such as add to the pipeline. We're going to be adding it to the organic leads pipeline stage, opportunity source messenger. We're going to be tagging this opportunity and contact as Facebook Messenger. We're going to be sending back an acknowledgement message to this person that sent us a message on Facebook. We're going to mark the conversation as unread, and then we're going to send an email notification to our entire team and staff to go ahead and hop into their LeadDragon dashboard and check the conversations and opportunities. So that way, this organic channel is covered. So once you've checked out the acknowledgement message script and you like it, go ahead and hit publish, save, and now we have our Facebook page channel covered. Let's go to the Google Chat one. Again, all of them are the same, except with the tags are different, obviously, for each respective lead channel. And you're going to add them to the pipeline stage with a different source. The acknowledgement message is different. The action is also different. This is a Google My Business chat message that is being sent back to that person that messages your Google listing chat. Again, same thing, customer replied, a reply channel, Google My Business messaging, save. We're going to go ahead and hit publish, hit save. Let's go back to the other workflows. We're going to go to Instagram DMs. And as you can see here, extremely similar to the Facebook one. A customer messages your Instagram profile. We've chosen Instagram DMs as the reply channel. And here we are adding that lead to the pipeline stage, organic leads. Let's go ahead and update this to Instagram. Save. We're going to DM that person back. We're going to mark the conversation as unread. And we're going to send an internal notification to everybody on our team to check our conversations, that there's a new Instagram DM. Once you've gone through this, go ahead and hit publish, hit save, and then go back. So now we have our Facebook, Google, and Instagram completely covered. Let's go check out the website chat widget. So once you have the website chat widget installed to your funnel or website, you'll be able to assign a workflow like this one to that person. So whenever somebody replies to the chat widget, you can add that person to the opportunities, tag them website chat, send back an acknowledgement message, just customize the script, mark the conversation as unread, because even though the system has replied for you, you haven't seen the actual conversation. Send that internal notification and hit publish. So confirm. So the website contact form. So once you've built a form in the form builder under marketing, you can use that form on your website as a simple contact form. And basically that's what this workflow is. It'll use that trigger. If somebody sends a message to your contact form, it'll trigger all of these actions, which are all the same. Let's go ahead and hit publish, save. So now looking back at all these published ones, so you have all your organic channels covered. Once you have them covered, you can pretty much focus on your paid channels, because no lead will ever fall through the crack through the organic channels once these workflows are turned on. Everybody will always get a response. The leads will get added to your pipeline, they'll be tagged, and your team will be notified that there is activity on these organic lead channels. So it's very important that you have these set up and published. Now let's go ahead and look at the paid lead channel one. So these are also very interesting. So you can either run a Facebook ad to a form on some landing page on a website. You can send traffic from the Facebook ads there. And if somebody fills out the actual form on that landing page, it can trigger these events. Again, you can have multiple workflow triggers, or you can have a Facebook lead form submitted. So if there is any leads that fill out a form, you can do a specific form too if you have multiple forms under one Facebook page. But basically, instead of selecting CRM as a trigger type, you're going to select Facebook, and you're going to select Facebook lead form submitted. So whenever somebody fills out a lead form on that Facebook ad, and again, you'll be collecting their full name, email, number, it'll go ahead and trigger these events as well. So you basically have two triggers for the Facebook ads, and it's adding into the pipeline stage, tagging it Facebook ad, sending that immediate text, marking the conversation as unread, and sending that internal notification that there is a new Facebook ad lead. So, and to tell your team to check the conversations. So here, just go ahead and publish it once that is live. And same thing with Google pay-per-click. So traditionally, you send Google pay-per-click traffic to a landing page that has a form. Just select the form that is on your pay-per-click landing page, and it'll trigger the rest of these events as well. So it's going to add opportunities pipeline stage, tag it Google pay-per-click, send that immediate text, send that immediate email to that lead, and mark the conversation as unread, and send that internal notification. Hit publish, save, and your paid channels are now covered. You can have a workflow for each ad, each form that you have. It all depends on your ad strategy. So let's go ahead and hit back. And let's look at these other 5 drafted ones right here. So you have the first one, manually added Google review requests. So this one is basically a workflow without a trigger. Workflows actually do not need triggers if you don't want to automate certain actions. So in this case, in this workflow, and let me refresh. In this workflow, there is no trigger. So basically, the only way for this workflow to fire is if it's manually added at the contact level or at the bulk request level. So I'll show you what that means. So basically, there's no workflow trigger, but we still have actions. So if anybody gets added to this workflow manually, it's going to send a SMS text via the templates, a Google review request, and it's going to tag the contact Google review request. That way you can keep track of who you sent a Google review request to. So let's go ahead and publish it, and let's go to the contacts. Okay, and let's go ahead and go to the contacts, and you'll be able to manually add people to this workflow by clicking the little robot face, add to campaign/workflow. Okay, proceed, and this is where you're going to add them, manually added. And I'm not going to actually add it, but you can just hit add to campaign workflow, just add a description, and you've now manually added people to that workflow. So let's go back to workflows, go ahead and publish that. So that one is live. Pipeline track Google review requests, very similar to this one, but basically this one is if a pipeline stage changes. So if somebody gets dropped on the Google review request pipeline stage name, which is the last stage in the lead channels pipeline, it's going to trigger this workflow. So basically, we've chosen our workflow trigger, pipeline stage changed in pipeline, the lead channels pipeline, and if it changes to the pipeline stage, Google review request. So once that happens, that's going to trigger this action. It's going to tag a Google review request. It's going to go ahead and send that template text to leave a Google review for this business. Go ahead and publish that. So basically what that looks like, let's go to our pipelines, is whenever an opportunity gets dropped into Google review request, it's going to fire off that workflow. So that's how that one works. The incoming calls mark as read. So some people get a ton of incoming calls, and of course, those are all going to clog up your conversations tab if you get a ton. And this workflow basically is at the trigger is a call status. If the call status is incoming, um, we have marked it as read. So you don't have a bunch of unread incoming calls basically in your conversations tab. If this one applies to your business, you just hit publish, save, it's ready to go. There's a missed text callback. So again, another call status trigger. So if the call status is incoming and the call status then is busy or no answer, we've triggered here, which would basically be a missed call. We've triggered here 2 actions: to send a text to the person that, sorry, we missed your call, how can we help you? And then also we've marked the conversation as unread because you have not seen the conversation yet. So this is a very useful one for missed calls. That way no lead ever falls through the cracks and they get acknowledged. Let's go ahead and publish it, save, and this will be a good conversation starter. And the last one is a nurture flow example. Basically, this is one to follow up on any leads. It doesn't really have a trigger, but you can add a trigger to it in case somebody fills out a Facebook lead form, a form, or really any trigger that you can find this useful. But basically, if somebody gets dropped into this workflow, it's going to add them to the pipeline, tag them Facebook ad, send a first SMS text, and this is a stop on response workflow. So if anybody replies at any moment in time to this workflow, it's going to stop all actions. So let me show you what that means. The workflow is going to send a text, but if they reply within an hour, they're going to get the rest of these actions. But if they don't, they're going to get, in an hour, they're going to get another second SMS text follow-up. Within 24 hours, they'll get a third. Within 48, they'll get a voicemail drop that you can attach here. And then they'll also get an email. But if they reply at any moment in time before then, it'll stop the sequence and they will not get the rest of the actions. So basically, this is just a giant follow-up nurture flow workflow. And if this one applies to you, once you've customized it, you can use it to follow up on any old leads, or any cold leads. It's a good way to reactivate that database. So you can go ahead and hit publish, hit save, and these workflows are all live. So basically, think of workflows as staff members and extra employees that are always working 24/7 in the background for you, automating tasks and making your life easier by saving you time and money. So that's how workflows work. These are how the workflows that are already pre-built in your account work. If they work for you, definitely turn them on, customize them, tweak them if need be. But these are some of the best time-saving workflows we've seen our top users use.